over to you, Zoe Macy. You identified Thermmark as a potential placement employer for Adam. How did you come across this business?
Well, it was the most professional of meetings, Laura.
Of course, I would have no less.
So what happened is I was just, you know, at the field watching my little 4-year-old play football, and I was stood next to Vicky from Thermmark, and we did know each other a little bit, but we didn't know lots about what we did as jobs, and we just got talking. So Vicky said, you know, what do you do as a job? So there I did. I got my supported internship banner out. And I told Vicky all about supported internships and what my role was at Cheshire East, obviously supporting colleges and schools with the supported internship programme. And we talked about how supported internships are different to work experience. It's about getting it's learning real skills for a real job. You have a job coach that helps develop those skills, and then obviously fade that support so the young person's independent in the workplace. And Vicky was like, oh, this sounds brilliant. This sounds a great programme.
Absolutely. And I think that's it's exactly the same, you know, from our point of view. That's the reason we offered the placement in the first place, was because of all those skills that you've all just mentioned. And obviously that's what you look for in an employee, you know, so we could be quite confident with that, and with the additional support of the job coaches, that we would get a good person to fit the job role that we could offer. So it was a bit of a no-brainer for us.
Wonderful. And that's amazing to hear from an employer, because I remember Helen and I coming to meet you, Vicky and Neville, and honestly, we walked away, and I think Helen had maybe never met an employer quite as willing to overlook potential barriers, anything that was put in place. Well, actually, Adam can't do this, or Adam can't, but he can do that. And you just took it all on absolutely without any hesitation. And I think we probably drove off. Because I'm a very I live in a very idealistic world where there's no reason you wouldn't offer a job. Helen's a bit more realistic than me sometimes, I must admit. And Helen probably drove off thinking, yeah, they're not going to get in touch. And what would you know? It all just happened. And I think fate did make this happen. In that if that conversation hadn't happened at the football game, then we wouldn't all be having this meeting right now. So there are reasons not to employ him, but for all of those reasons, there are hundreds of reasons more to give Adam an opportunity. So thank you, Thermmark, for that.
You see the guys that work with Adam, the closest in the warehouse. Yeah, so obviously they're all so supportive and amazing there. So it's just been a wonderful recipe for Adam, and now he's in the perfect position.
Wonderful, thank you very much. So, Vicky, some employers can sometimes be a bit reluctant to take on an intern with a job coach. They see it as 2 extra bodies, and particularly during COVID it wasn't allowed. But going forward, how did you find having an intern and a job coach?
It was literally only ever a benefit to us, and it gave us confidence in the placement, you know, as well as obviously, like we said before, the skills that you were all confident that Adam had. But no, it was fantastic, and Laura, Daz and Kaylee have all worked so hard. And I think the plans that you get from the job coach is brilliant, because as the employer, you then know when to expect those extra people in the building, how many hours for, what they're looking for, what they're going to assess. And that meant that we could communicate very openly with yourself, Laura. You know, anything that we spotted along the way, or any of the guys kind of raised with me, it was a case of, all right, we'll go and, you know, speak to Laura and let's see what we can do about that. So yeah, it was never a distraction or a disruption for us, was it?
Never.
Only ever good.
Never was.
Yeah.
So James, you've taken on this official mentoring role. How has this affected your day-to-day working life?
To be honest with you, it's not really changed it too dramatically, because Adam's just so good at what he does. So it's just the odd, just keep an eye on him, check that he's okay. Anything that he needs, he's got little cards, so he comes and asks us if he's not got something, if he needs it. But genuinely, it hasn't really changed it a great deal, because he's just good at what he does. So.
Absolutely. And Tom, what is it like having Adam as a colleague?
I think he's brilliant. I mean, he just cracks on with it. He comes in, before you know it, he's done several jobs. You've got no more for him, and it's like, oh, finding things for him to do.
Well, catching up, okay.
Compared to other employees, potentially, Adam you know, he's non-verbal. He's not going to get caught up in all of the arrive at work and have a chat about the weekend. He's in there. He's there to do a job. So actually, he's the perfect employee in that way.
But actually, everything was absolutely on point, and was just doing a really independent job.
So fantastic employer, fantastic employee.
Yeah. And I think another thing that you'd said, Vicky, was that actually Adam was kind of picking up overtime, wasn't he? And like more social interaction with his peers, finishing cups of teas for, you know, other people at break times. And
yeah, he's got, I mean, the guys here, but there's not been one person in the building that's ever had any hesitation, which has been amazing to see as an employer. But these two guys in particular, and Morgan as well, because he couldn't be here today, but they are Adam's sort of main 3 job aides. They have been so supportive of him, and he's just a perfect fit, isn't he?
Like I say, he does everything. He's just got a smile on his face, and you know, it's asking him to do out, and he toddles off, does it without. You know, he's
always smiling at Morgan as well. It's like their best friend.
Got such
he does, even though he does to us, if we're having a laugh and a joke, you'll see him laughing and joking at us, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
It's fantastic because obviously he received his prompts, you know, from the guys for lunch breaks and things like that, and he just, or if you need him to move areas of the building, and I mean, again, talk about speed, you can't keep up with him.
Can't keep up with
him. So it does feel like he's, you know, he's really fitted in, and that's on a social level as well as a professional one. So
It's really good.
Okay, so here he is, everybody. Adam at Thermmark.
Here you go, Adam. Adam, is that you?
You can quite clearly see from this, you know, once he's been set up with the task, he's more than able to do it independently.
Left to his own devices, isn't it?
Yeah.
See that on the box,
Yeah, because Adam is able to copy shapes, as we know, so you literally do a template for him, don't you?
What he needs to write on the box, and he just copies it out word for word.
That's amazing. So go on, Vicky. What do you think of Adam as an employee?
He, like we said before, he's just been the perfect fit for that role, and it's been a pleasure to have him, you know, well, to go through that process with him, to be involved in this as a placement. For us, it was never, like I think it is for some of the bigger companies potentially, it was never a box ticking exercise. It wasn't something we were looking to get any accolade for. It was simply a case of, I'd had a conversation with a friend at the football, and she said, oh, do you know, there's this brilliant young man, and I thought, okay, well, I think we could actually facilitate that because of what we do here, and it's just been a natural fit. As the guy said, he smiles away all day long, so you can tell he's enjoying what he's doing, and he moves around the building by himself, you know, for break times and things, goes and makes himself a cup of tea, like we said before, calls up other people if they happen to be sat out, so he's just part of the team, and you know, it's a pleasure to have him. Yeah, I would honestly encourage any company out there to you know, do what we've done, just be open-minded, because it has been a brilliant opportunity, and the support that we've had from all of you as well has been, you know, massively appreciated. So thank you.
Couldn't have done it without them, could we?
No, it's been fantastic, and yeah, and Zoe, Mum, Adam is an absolute credit to you, so you should be very proud of him. He's brilliant.
Yeah, we are.
Zoe, Macy and I have been on a course the past Thursday and Friday, and on there they said, what is your job? And everybody said it's about getting young people into paid employment. And Hugh, who's leading the course, said, how many people say it's about supporting employers to employ a diverse workforce? And actually that is part of the job. And it's a bit of the job that maybe we overlook because the focus is all on the interns. But now Thermmark has got a more diverse workforce because of the job that everybody here has done. So a huge well done, everybody. Thanks for your hard work and commitment to this Springboard project and our interns. And we look forward to more success in the future.
Thank you.
Well
Thank you.
Well done, Adam.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, well done, Adam. I think it also just shows how many employers there must be out there with some brilliant opportunities for young people. Like with Thermmark, Vicky, it was just a bit of a chance conversation, wasn't it? But an excellent opportunity. So yeah, there must be hundreds out there.
Roll up employers who've been inspired by Thermmark.
Laura, can I just mention our Big 10 for SEN while we're on here, if that's okay? Because we tend to rely on small, medium-sized companies, and we're really trying to get 10 big Cheshire East employers on board. And obviously the work that Thermmark have done, they're a small company. They've got all the pressures of being a small company. They've had all the pressures of COVID as well, but they've stepped up and really just embraced this and gone, and everything, like you said before, anything I asked and said, we could do with having this in place for Adam, we could do with having this in place. Vicky wasn't phased and she just put it all in place. But we do struggle getting big employers to sign up because I think because of their bureaucracy, because of their layers of management, and because they just have to, everything has to be approved by so many people before they can make decisions. But we are really keen to try and get 10 big Cheshire East employers signed up to supporting our young people like Adam and making that commitment so that they can offer paid work for them. We have got 2 or 3 already big employers that are leading the way, but we're trying to get more. So if we can share this video to some of the big employers and say, actually, if the small employers can do it with all the pressures they've got, I'm sure some more of the bigger employers we can get on board, and they can reap some of the rewards of having an employee like Adam. Obviously Adam's taken now, but we can find other ones.
Well, watch out for Thermmark, he could be headhunted.
You're quite right, because at the end of the day, it's simply about skills for whatever job role is suitable, isn't it? And like we keep saying, Adam's a perfect fit here, and there will be other opportunities with other companies for other people, and you'd hope they'd be a fit there as well. So I think it's clean.
And just to add, all of our interns, or all of the interns across Cheshire East, are all such a range of abilities. They've got some form of learning difficulty or disability. So Adam is one example, but we have a whole range of interns. So it's not to say that you need to have a warehouse. There, any job that you have, we would probably find an intern that could fill that vacancy. Yeah. So let's get some more employers. Thank you